From the game of bingo to the McDonald's Big Mac, what are the things that Pittsburgh has given the world? I'm Max from Those History Guys, and today we're counting down the top 20 inventions to come out of Pittsburgh. At number 20, we have the nation's first drive-thru service station. In 1913, the Gulf Oil Company, which back then was called the Gulf Refining Company, opened the first drive-thru service station in the United States. It wasn't the first gas station in the country, but it was the first place where somebody could bring their car for quick fluid changes and tune-ups. It was located on Baum Boulevard in East Liberty and offered its customers free air, water, crankcase services, and tire installations. Number 19, the emoticon. In 1982, Carnegie Mellon University professor Scott Fahlman made the following recommendation to his computer science colleagues. I propose the following character sequence for joke markers. Read it sideways. And his idea stuck. Number 18, Mr. Yuck. Mr. Yuck was created in 1971 by the Pittsburgh Poison Center and the Pittsburgh Children's Hospital to try to prevent children from drinking hazardous chemicals, but also to raise awareness about the existence of poison control centers. Since its creation, the Mr. Yuck sticker has been distributed to over 42 million people across the world and has helped prevent countless deaths and accidents from poison. Number 17, bingo. The game of bingo was invented in Hazelwood in Pittsburgh by a man named Hugh J. Ward in the 1920s. Ward, who performed at local carnivals and festivals, would bring his game around with him, and he later copyrighted the game and published a book of its rules in 1933. Number 16, daylight savings. In the 1880s, an Irishman named Robert Garland left his home for Pittsburgh, where he began a new life as an industrialist. Having given much of his working hours to his factories, Garland became rather upset with the fact that in the summer months, despite the really nice weather in Pittsburgh, he had little to no time for outdoor recreation. As a result, Garland became one of the first vocal proponents of daylight savings time. Garland became involved in Pittsburgh City Council, where he used his political savvy to convince Washington to create a bill for summertime and wintertime. And the law was actually repealed almost immediately. But industrial cities like Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Boston continued to use summertime in order to allow factory workers more time out in the nice summertime weather. When World War I and II came around, the practice was adopted by the country as a whole again, and it was called wartime. And then it was finally adopted permanently as daylight savings time in the 1960s. Number 14, the first Robotics Institute. With the collapse of Pittsburgh's steel industry, Carnegie Mellon University was quick to invest in Pittsburgh's future in robotics. Many automated technologies like delivery robots, self-driving cars, and robots designed to clean up nuclear disasters were designed, invented, and parts even manufactured in Pittsburgh. Number 13, the Big Mac. The McDonald's Big Mac came about in 1967 when steel workers in Uniontown wanted a more substantial burger in order to supplement their incredibly tiresome and physical jobs in the mills. Number 12, the Ferris Wheel. Though it was constructed for display at the Chicago World's Fair, the Ferris Wheel was designed and invented by George Ferris, an engineer who lived in Pittsburgh. Number 11, soda cans. The Aluminum Company of America was established in Pittsburgh, allowing aluminum to be used for the first time in everything from aerospace to consumer goods. And one of the biggest of these consumer goods were soda and beer cans, with the little pull tabs on the top. Number 10, the air brake. Developed by George Westinghouse in the late 1880s, the railroad air brake was a huge breakthrough in rail safety and efficiency, and paved the way for Westinghouse's engineering and manufacturing empire. Number 9, the Bessemer Process. In 1856, Henry Bessemer patented a new process for removing impurities from metal manufacturing, and this breakthrough made possible all of the mass manufacturing of steel that Pittsburgh became known for in the decades following. Number 8, the Jeep. When the U.S. Army needed a rugged and reliable all-terrain vehicle, they turned to the Bantam Car Company in western Pennsylvania. The small company designed a rugged, purpose-built vehicle which the Army absolutely loved. The only problem is it was better than expected, and the Army wanted 75 of them a day. The small car company, however, was not able to keep up with this demand, so the blueprints were handed over to the Ford and Willis Overland companies, who renamed the car the Willis Jeep. Number 7. The Nickelodeon. In 1905, the Pittsburgh Nickelodeon opened its doors downtown. Widely recognized as the nation's first movie theater, the Nickelodeon got its name from the price that they would charge for a ticket, a nickel. The theater, though it no longer exists, does live on in our memories through the name Nickelodeon. Number 6. Carbide Lamp. Carbide lamps, sometimes called acetylene lamps, are widely recognized as having been invented in Pittsburgh and its surrounding areas to assist coal miners in seeing in the dark. And although it seems like a rather simple invention by today's standards, its adoption was one of the key steps necessary in fueling the Industrial Revolution and allowing Pittsburgh and America to become the industrial powerhouse that it became. Number 5. IBeams and skyscrapers. Now, steel I-beams weren't invented in Pittsburgh, but their production and manufacturing were refined and perfected to the point of being used in skyscrapers, bridges, and big infrastructure projects, and all of that did happen in Pittsburgh. It was these manufacturing techniques invented here in Pittsburgh that allowed for the construction of the Empire State Building, the Brooklyn Bridge, and countless other landmarks and big infrastructure projects. Number 4. Commercial radio and color TV. The first licensed radio broadcast was Pittsburgh's KDKA, which started broadcasting in 1920 and continues to do so to this day. And with companies like Westinghouse having such a strong presence in Pittsburgh, some of the very first home radios and color TVs that were affordable for the average consumer were produced, designed, and invented right here in Pittsburgh. Number 3. The Polio Vaccine. A University of Pittsburgh researcher named Jonas Salk is credited with discovering an inoculation against the polio virus, which was once a leading cause of death in the United States. Since its discovery, the vaccine has been able to reduce polio cases by as much as 99%. Number 2. Processed foods and ketchup as we know it. Henry Heinz introduced the world to his ketchup in 1876. Far thicker, brighter, and more complex than other varieties of ketchup available at the time, the condiment quickly caught on as a household favorite. Heinz's company went on to be known for their 57 varieties of products, including a diverse line of shelf-stable pickled products and long-lasting brines and preserves. And finally, at number 1, we have Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Airing from 1968 all the way till 2001, the family program was a fixture of many Americans' upbringings. The show made a point to promote kindness, empathy, and civility, even going so far as to explain things like civil rights to kids in a very turbulent, tumultuous time in America. The show left a lasting impression on all of those who watched it, and is still fondly remembered as possibly one of the best things to ever come out of Pittsburgh. And with that, those are 20 things that Pittsburgh has contributed to the world. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments, and let me know what your favorite Pittsburgh invention, Pittsburgh artist, or Pittsburgh fable is. What do you think is the best thing that Pittsburgh ever contributed to the world? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, thank you for watching.